My name is AJ and today we're going to be creating in Framer. If you don't know what Framer is a platform that allows you to create websites without coding, and it's very cool. Now before I start, I'm gonna assume that you know the fundamentals of Framer. You have to know at least the basics. Otherwise, if you try to do something without knowing the basics, you're gonna get stuck and it's gonna be very, very frustrating. There's a lot of tutorials that can teach you the basics of Framer, but if you don't know the fundamentals and the basics, it's okay. You can at least watch and see how easy it is to create something in Framer. If you know how to use Framer, then feel free to follow along. So today we're going to create a very simple website, and I'm going to show you how easy and quickly that can be done. So I don't know what I'm going to create. I'm just going to do something. Let's see. Let's start by let's give this some structure. So let's select our main breakpoint and convert that from a frame into a stack. And let's add another frame inside of that stack. And we're going to call this the main container. All right. Now let's change the width to fill and the height to fill as well. And let's remove that color because we don't need that. And let's give this also a layout. So now we got two stacks. And now inside of the main container, I'm gonna add another frame and I'm gonna call this hero. All right, so let's change the distribution of that stack, and let's change that to vertical direction and distribute to the start. All right, now select the hero and we're gonna change the width to fill and the height to viewport. That way when we hit play, it's gonna adjust to whatever screen size the viewer has. Okay, so black is a cool color, but it's not telling us anything, so let's add something to it, or rather let's just remove that color and hit the fill option again. And from this option, let's go all the way to the last one. This is for the images. If you have a cool image, you can select it here. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the plugins, go to Unsplash, and let's go with a sports car. And this Lambo looks cool. Let's do that. All right, so let's add some text to this, and let's write your dream car. By the way, the reason why my text looks like this is because I was already messing with Framer before recording this video. And you can come here, you can select text up here, start writing something, and here right here where it says font, you can change it. I'm using Jaro, but if you start in Framer, you should see this one, Inter. That's the default one, which looks like that. But we're gonna keep using this one. This one looks really cool. So now let's change the size to 100. Yeah, that's more like it. There you go. And let's duplicate this text. Let's bring it down here. And let's change the size to 64. And let's write something like, you can have it if you want it. All right, perfect. Now let's add another section to the page. So what we're going to do is come to the main container, and in here we're going to insert, and let's go section. And Framer has already this built in, which is really cool. We don't have to do it. Let's use something like this. All right, this is a feature section. All right, very cool. And now let's see what we got here. We have the hero image and then the main container. Oh, I see why. So the reason why we have this gap here is because this new section that we added that's called blog, I'm gonna call this features, should be inside of the main container. Everything should be inside the main container. So let's drag it inside, boom, and now we have it inside. And now the reason why it's cut off like that is because the desktop has a height of fixed. Let's change that to actually not the desktop, the main container has a height of fixed, so let's change that to fit content. There you go. And now it's going to adjust to whatever we put inside of it. So the main container should have a height of fit always. All right, now let's see, let's change this a little bit. As you can see, if I give color to this, let's say I change it to that color, whatever, there is a little bit of a gap here. So we're going to select the housing stack, in this case called the main container, and we're going to eliminate the gap. So let's go 0 here. We don't want that gap. And now let's go back here and to the features and delete that ugly color. There you go. And perhaps I should give this a background of, let's try a background of black. Let's see how it looks. That's a little too intense. Let's see, maybe we should do something like that. Yep. So let's use a linear fill instead. And you can do cool things like move this around, or like flip it, and you see whatever works for you. I'm gonna stick with this. It looks pretty cool. Actually, let's flip that around. Let's flip that around. There you go. Yeah, that's more like it. And then here, let's just make some stuff up. Okay, so I'm clicking. See, inside of this tag right here, we have a frame and it's called image. So we're gonna select that. We're gonna come here to image, which says fill, and let's go to plugins and let's put something like splash, and let's put engine, and let's select some. Let's see if we can actually get a Lambo engine. Lambo engine, and I'm not sure if this is a Lambo engine, but I'm gonna use this just for a sample. Okay, and so we have an engine here. Let's try this one, and let's do something like the interior. So come over here and put Lambo interior. Yeah, something like this. There you go. And then this one, we're going to do aerodynamics or something. Let's just put Lambo, see what we have. Okay, so this image looks cool right here. Let's use that one. All right, and let's change this one on the engine. Let's do something more. V12 engine. Let's see what we get. Nothing really cool. Maybe. All right, this is a tough one. Let's try the V10. Something like this looks cooler. There you go, a V10 engine. All right, and by the way, I'm just making this stuff up, okay? This is not real. So I like this photo to be in the middle. So what I'm going to do is, since we're gonna update all of this down here, is I'm gonna just move over the card. So for instance, this card is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. So what I'm going to do is move this one up here, and there you go. All right, so now we can write something here like powerful engine, amazing, I hope I spelled that right. No, that's wrong. Is it? All right, and then unique interior. All right, and that's just to show you how quickly you can do something like that. So cool, and you don't have to code none of this. All right, now let's get that background and let's change the dark color to something lighter, and then this one to maybe a white. Yeah, and so this gray, perhaps we can do something like, let's see if I can maybe select that blue. You see, it's so simple, and so this tool is so powerful. You can just do anything you want in like a few minutes. Yeah, something like that looks really cool. All right, and now if we want to add, let's say, another section, all we have to do is select the container that you want to add the section to, which in our case is the main container. And as you can see, this got busy really quickly. So make sure that you always name your layers. So for instance, this one is this, you can put engine card or something like that, like engine card. This one should be aerodynamics card, and then this one should be interior. There you go. All right, and now let's select the main container and let's add another section. Let's say insert section, and let's see, we can add something like let's do this one. There you go. And by the way, guys, this is already built into Framer, but you can make your own. You know, you can just play around. But if you're starting out, this is a good option that you can use, and then you can see how everything is built. Like, you can come here, you can see this is a grid. So what that means is that you have these frames and stacks inside of this grid, and then this grid you can change it here. You can make this into a stack or a grid. You see? And now because it's a grid, it's adjusting to the size of the screen. And just play around with this and see how things are made, and then you can make your own. And as you can see, very quickly you have something very cool, and you can create a website for anything. You can find a client that needs a website when it comes to I don't know, a coffee shop or a library or whatever niche you like, and then you see how cool it looks, and just adding a few items in a few minutes and you already have a website, a working website. And all you have to do is publish here on the top, and you're gonna have a live website. Now there's a little bit more steps involved to get this completely live, but it's very simple. I have clients that have paid me thousands of dollars for me to build them a website, and it took me about 2 weeks, okay, between all the stuff that I was doing and my own creative work. So take advantage of this amazing tool, guys. You can make this happen, and it's very simple, and as you saw, there is no code involved. I hope you like this video.